YouTube can throttle us.
They can suppress us.
But they can't stop a text message.
Trump delivered what Republicans are calling the strongest State of the Union in modern history, but the real story isn't what he said. It's what Democrats did while he was saying it. When Trump asked Congress to stand for protecting American citizens over illegal immigrants, guess who stayed glued to their seats like petulant children? You see, this wasn't just political theater. This was Democrats showing their true colors on live television. While Trump honored angel families and victims of illegal immigrant crime, Democrats couldn't even pretend to care about American victims. Jim Jordan called it the most patriotic speech he's seen in 19 State of the Union addresses, complete with the Medal of Honor recipients and gold medal hockey team. But Democrats sat stone-faced through it all. See, this is the choice America is facing, a party that celebrates American heroes versus a party that can't even stand up for American victims. Every parent watching saw which party actually has their back when criminals cross our border. Yeah, it was quite a show. And speaking of protecting what matters most, something is brewing, and it's brewing right now. You can feel it. The chaos, the division, the economic warning signs flashing everywhere. The problem, you never know the full story until after the crash, after the collapse, after it's too late. Now here's the brutal truth. You can't protect yourself after disaster strikes. You have to be ready right now, and all this uncertainty, it may be exactly why Americans are turning to gold. My friends at Noble Gold Investment, they help Americans protect their wealth with precious metals you can hold in your hand. They're A+ rated, they help with rollovers, and right now they're offering up to 10 free silver coins with qualifying purchases, so don't wait for that crash. Visit nextnewsgold.com or call that number on the screen. Now back to the Democrats' shameful display. Yes, here's the kicker. This was not an accident. When Trump specifically called out the fundamental principle that American government should protect American citizens first, Democrats made a calculated decision to stay seated. Senator Katie Britt nailed it. This was the strongest State of the Union in modern history because our union is strong under Trump, yet Democrats couldn't even fake unity for grieving families. And yes, this was the response. Yes, for those asking, this is not AI and wokeness posting this.
I'm a mother. I am a physician, and I have a flag. And I am the proud representative for Oregon's 3rd Congressional District. Yes, thank you, thank you. And tonight, I defy Trump and his authoritarian project by standing in joyful, radical, peaceful resistance with the Portland Frog Brigade.
Yeah. That's how the Democrats respond. That's the Democrats' counter event to President Trump's State of the Union speech. And of course, this guy got kicked out early. Remember seeing that? Getting dragged out, holding a sign that says, "Black people aren't apes." Of course, he's making a reference to that Truth Social post that President Trump made a week ago where he accidentally screen recorded a meme that played after a video. And it went out on Truth Social. And these guys are still holding on to that lie. New video of Oklahoma's Senator Mullen trying to forcibly take Representative Al Green's "Black people are not apes" sign. You can see that. Al Green holding up the sign. And of course, Al Green getting removed. And here we have this from Brecca Stoll on Monday. College kids told us Trump didn't do so well at the State of the Union. The only problem, it didn't happen yet.
College kids are telling us Trump's State of the Union didn't go so well. The only problem, it's tomorrow. Rate Trump's State of the Union speech 1 out of 10. 1's the worst, 10's the best.
Negatives.
And why? think we all know a lot of reasons. Yeah. What about the State of the Union last night? 1 to 10.
It was like a 1 or 2. I mean, it was all over the place.
Probably just give it a 0.
Gonna give it a 1.
And why do you say 1?
I don't think he's very articulate.
How did Trump do at the State of the Union?
0.
I'll be real, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it much. I watched it for a little bit, but turned it off.
The State of the Union last night. How was that? 1 to 10.
I didn't know it was last night. I thought it was tomorrow.
No, you're good. You passed the test. Good job.
Yeah, that's the state of your universities today. Let's see how the actual post-speech analysis played out. Ken Cusinelli, we're a Western nation. Our foundation is a Judeo-Christian Western civilized philosophy. And then Bakari Sellers, we're built on slavery and on indigenous land.
No. We're a Western nation. Our foundation is a Judeo-Christian Western civilization philosophy.
Built on slavery. Finish the sentence.
And indigenous land.
Those cultures fit in this country. And when I say fit, I mean values fit.
Which cultures?
Similarly Western cultures.
White Chinese Americans out. Japanese Americans out.
Here they are. Most of this entire hemisphere isn't white.
They're here. It's not about white people. We have lost confidence. This is the Republican Party.
This is something that won't be confronted.
The Republican Party seems to have lost faith in the revolutionary ideal of this country. That it doesn't matter the color of your skin or what country ever you color your hair.
No, that is not true.
Our ideals make American.
But a country like Somalia or Syria or Afghanistan, you cannot vet individuals coming from those countries. You cannot do it.
So
it can't be done. So I land in the place of favoring
You're shifting it now because you were saying before that it was about culture.
Yeah. That's the state of CNN. The cable news debates were just getting warmed up. Here's the clash over America's foundation with Jake Tapper and Sean Duffy.
He said, quote, "These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy." I mean, but that's not something we ever heard from Obama or Biden from that stage.
No, I mean, listen, we've never had a speaker rip up a speech either. But when you're saying issues like we're talking about trucking, we have, and it comes in my space, where you have states that are issuing driver's licenses to illegals who haven't been trained to drive a 80,000-pound truck on an American road. We have a little girl that had her life impacted for the rest of her life, and she's 5 years old, and it was an illegal who hit her. I think the question becomes, why doesn't every Democrat stand up and go, no, we want well-qualified drivers on American roads? That's not partisan. We don't want illegals who can't speak the language, contrary to American law for decades, to not be on American roads. I think those are easy issues, Jake, and I don't think we saw Democrats stand up and support them. We got some applause for the U.S. Olympic hockey team, but that was probably one of the only bipartisan moments of the night, which I think is too bad. Again, if inflation's down, Democrats should applaud it. If real incomes are up, Democrats should applaud it. Those are good things that we should support as Americans. And just because Donald Trump's in office doesn't mean you have to sit on your hands. You should applaud that because that's good for America.
Jake Tapper looking with his smug face. Now, CNN brings on a non-binary lesbian to explain the vibes children were feeling after President Trump's State of the Union. I don't even know what this is. Status maxing, gesture maxing, and aura mogging. Maybe I'm showing my age here, but these are terms I have no idea what they mean. I'll have to ask my kids what this means. I don't know, but hopefully they don't have any answers if a non-binary lesbian is the one spitting it out.
The kids describe this as status maxing, gesture maxing, and aura mogging. Okay. Yes. So let me break that down for you. So gesture maxing is like playing to the crowd and trying to get people, like
which he's very good at.
Status maxing is aligning himself with people like the men's hockey team and like his success and trying to status max. These things are seen as very uncool by the kids, by the way. And then aura mogging is when you take the shine of someone who's actually quite successful or good, maybe some of his guests, maybe the World War II veterans he honored, maybe again the men's hockey team, and you you are aura-mogging. You are stealing their shine for yourself because you do not inhibit yourself, the aura, alone. So that was the vibes of how the kids were talking about it.
Here's why the vibes are important.
Okay. CNN's unconventional analyst choices become a pattern, but let's shift to what actually happened during the speech. Some Democrats refuse to stand for the USA gold medal men's hockey team.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw.
Okay, I remember when he said that. The standing ovation controversy was real, and here's a Democrat senator's take on the whole night. Oh, Senator Mark Kelly. Yeah. Trump's State of the Union was nearly 2 hours of grievances and division that didn't lay out any path forward for the addresses, the changing, facing American, blah, blah, blah. You should just be court-martialed, buddy.
Just walked out of the State of the Union. That was some crazy speech. An hour and 45, 50 minutes of just grievance. Donald Trump used most of that time, most of it, to try to further divide us as a nation. It was angry. It wasn't what I expect of a president. I mean, we've had 250 years of people that have held this office, a long line of great Americans of both parties who often use that opportunity to bring the country together. And, you know, Donald Trump just chose to do the opposite.
Oh, kind of like how you're telling enlisted men and women who wear the uniform to defy the commander-in-chief. Yeah. President Trump calls out the New York City Mayor Mondami for requiring 2 forms of ID and a Social Security card to shovel snow, but not to vote. This was another classic moment.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Oh, I love it when the Democrats all wear white. Trump's voter ID attack gets praise from even the mainstream media. Notice the ABC reporter's admission.
Overall, in terms of the speech, I mean, this had the makings of it had real high moments of patriotism, great stories he told. He gave out 2 congressional medals of honor. He gave out a Medal of Freedom. He gave out 2 Purple Hearts. He gave out a Legion of Merit. He had, great stories to tell when he recognized people like Buddy Tackert, who's going to turn 100 on the 4th of July.
Those were some great stories. There were some great moments. Even critics found moments to praise, but let's hear what Trump actually said about the biggest wins.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
President Trump giving props to the First Lady. Here's more on the ceasefire President Trump's been negotiating all across the world.
Ceasefire I negotiated. Every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead, of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug, and they dug, and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job.
Another beautiful moment there. Here's more. President Trump talking about the armed forces.
We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force than we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. Because we did that, my baby is becoming so important.
Space Force is my baby. And they cut to the shot of his babies. How funny.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela.
and soon to be Cuba, too. Senator Ted Cruz.
I thought the moment where he said, stand if you agree with this, that your first duty is to protect American citizens and not illegal aliens, and the Democrats sat silent. They made clear, look, as the speaker just said, the campaign ads write themselves. The Democrats are for illegals and not you. And they were given the chance to say, who are you fighting for, Americans or illegals? And they are the party of illegals. They're the party of murderers and gangbangers and rapists because they let them go. They oppose arresting them. They oppose deporting them. They can't even cheer that drug overdose deaths have dropped 20% under President Trump. They're just stone-faced because successes are counter to their narrative.
Ted Cruz nailing it. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. This is the moment. And the moment won't load, apparently. Cruz's partisan shot gives away to a generally emotional moment.
It was just really cool to be a part of it. I'm going to be honest. I was chanting USA myself. Like, I've never done that before, I don't think, in my life, other than like another sport event I've been at. But it was so cool. I came out just holding the gold medal, which, by the way, I think you should wear it for this.
Whoa. Wow. Really?
There you go.
Oh, my God. This thing is so heavy. What does this weigh, 20 pounds? All right, I'm not giving it back. This is my... No,
I'll get it at some point. But it was really cool, like, walk down and hold the gold medal and chant USA and see everybody, standing, applauding and cheering. It was a really special moment for myself and my teammates. And we felt the love and support ever since we've stepped foot back in the U.S. I guess it was just yesterday. But it's been a crazy 2.5, 3 days.
I think we can get that video playing here for you. Let me see if I can pull up that. Here it is. It should show up now. Here it is. This is the moment.
Tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. So tonight, I'm going to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Absolutely shameful. What he should have said in that moment is, just so that it's transcribed for the history books, he should have said, and let the record state for the history books that not one Democrat stood for the American people. That's what he should have said in that moment. Obviously, the history books will write that, but to have it in the transcript of that State of the Union speech would give it just that much more weight. But I think what he said next really seals it, though. I don't even know how they can just sit there. I don't even know. I mean, the shame they're sitting through in their souls just boiling. Is this when he says it? Does he? This is where he says it, right? You should be ashamed.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be
tonight,
ashamed of yourself.
To join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement,
President Trump nailing them all right there. A Michigan voter had this to say.
I think the part of the speech that's probably going to live on for most Republicans is when he asked the Congress, stand up if you think your duty is first to American citizens before illegal aliens. Republicans stood up. It gave him his most sustained applause for the night. I suspect, man, you're going to see this in a lot of campaign ads that Democrats wouldn't stand up. What did you all think of the showmanship of that, or of sort of the spectacle of trying to get Democrats to stand up for that?
Well, I think the point, I think that you know, and it may have gotten a little muddled, but, you know, in the showmanship, but I think his point is valid. Everybody in that room represents the citizens in this country. And are you doing your job? He should, you know, the governor asked, is Trump doing his job? Trump asked, are all of you doing your job?
Are they doing their job? Hardly. CNN, 64% of speech watchers say President Trump's policies will move the country in the right direction.
Speech watchers tonight, 64% say his policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. And look at the growth President Trump made over the speech. So pre-speech, it was 54% of speech watchers said his policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. After the speech, that number goes up 10 percentage points. So Donald Trump made some progress with people watching the speech from their pre-speech expectations to what they saw in the speech itself. And that 64% number, that's pretty much in range across all of his State of the Union addresses. In his first term, last year, the joint session, that's about what we've seen, is roughly 2/3 have walked away from his speeches thinking he's going to move it in the right direction.
So a lot of red meat for the base.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Red meat for the base. Oh, please. Senator Katie Britt, President Trump delivered the strongest State of the Union speech in modern history. Why? Because the state of our union is strong. The White House posting, Democrats stay seated in front of angel families and those injured due to criminal, illegal, alien crime. Tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration, reaffirming your fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. And they stayed seated. Here's Jim Jordan's take.
So patriotic. I mean, you had the Congressional Medal of Honor, you had the Medal of Freedom, you had gold medalists from our hockey team, you had the Purple Heart. It was this apple pie, patriotic. It's the greatest country ever. And you felt it. You saw it, but you felt it. And, of course, the president expressed that in his amazing 2 hours. The only one that compares, this was the best one. I've been to like 19 of this. This is by far the best one. But I remember a few years ago, this was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when he gave Rush the Medal of Freedom.
That was 5 years ago.
That was amazing. When he did. Tonight was like that kind of electric feeling. All the people he recognized. And of course, when the hockey team walked in, it was just special.
That was shocking on too.
It was just a special night.
Special night indeed. My friends, the mask is completely off. Democrats literally cannot stand up for American crime victims when illegal immigrants are the perpetrators. Trump put them in an impossible position. Support American victims or expose their true priorities. They chose to expose themselves. America was watching every second of their shameful silence. The State of the Union revealed everything you need to know about today's political divide. On one side, Trump celebrating American heroes, Medal of Honor recipients, and demanding protection for American families. On the other side, Democrats who can't even stand up when asked to prioritize American victims over illegal immigrants. Jim Jordan was right. This was apple pie patriotic, and it showed exactly which party actually loves this country. The contrast could not be clearer heading into the midterms. So do you think that the Democrats' refusal to stand for American crime victims will cost them any votes? Let us know. And check out the Next News merch shop for gear that actually puts America first.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. you know out.